So I'll wait for some more time, and we'll see if people are joining. And once there are a few people, and once we have questions coming in the chat, I will start answering those questions. But if you have joined, please let me know whether I'm audible or not. Yeah, so we'll wait for some more time and see if people are joining or not. But yeah, if I'm audible, just let me know in the chat. I'll keep the stream going till 12:05 GMT. But if we don't get any questions or if we don't get people joining in, so I'll probably end the stream in 5 minutes. So yeah, I'll just wait for some more time. If you have joined and if you can hear me, just let me know in the chat. Hello, Prasad. If I'm audible, just let me know in the chat. Hi, Prasad. Can you hear me? I'm good, Abhinandan. I hope you are doing good as well. If I'm audible, can you please let me know in the chat? Just type yes or no. Okay, good to know that you can hear me. And yeah, that's good that you're also doing good. So yeah, do let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Okay, Sajan, things are fine, just kind of busy because I have recently started my job. That's the first thing. But Apart from that, I'm currently working on signal processing. So yeah, there's a lot of new things to learn. I've never worked on signals, but it's quite fascinating and enjoying and challenging as well. So I'm enjoying the whole experience, but yeah, it is taking quite a lot of my time. And apart from that, the thing is, I go to office quite early. I have to leave my house quite early because it takes quite a lot of time to reach office. It takes around 1 to 1.5 hour by bus, so that's just one way. Same time for coming back as well. So it takes quite a lot of time, and once I'm home after my office, I just feel so tired, and I don't have energy to make videos for YouTube and things like that. So that's the thing. But then still, I'm trying my best to do these live streams every Saturday so that I can still talk to you guys like this, and I can clarify some of the queries which you have. So yeah, that's why I am doing these live streams quite consistently. And hopefully, once things are more settled down and once I'm doing things and I have learned things and things are more in certain fixed pipeline, I will get more time for making videos. And also, I am moving to a newer place which is a little bit closer to my office. So yeah, it will take less time for me to go to office, and probably I will be able to save some time to make more videos for YouTube. So yeah, that's what things are going on. So yeah, it's just a little bit busy and things are just getting started. So probably I'm not able to put everything in place, and that's why I'm not getting a bit more time to make videos for YouTube. How are the health facilities in the UK? They are good. So when you pay health surcharge, so there are a lot of things you can get checked. If you have, let's say, fever or things like that, you can book an appointment with your GP. They will give you medicines, prescriptions, and things like that. So you don't really have to pay for a lot of things. So that's a very good thing. I think in health surcharge, what they don't include is dental and probably eyes, ENT. So those kind of things. So that is something you need to keep in mind. But apart from that, the health facilities are pretty good here in the UK. One downside is you have to book appointment every time if you want to, even if you want to just go for a minor health checkup, you will have to book an appointment, and sometimes it's kind of hard to get an appointment. So people who have booked these kind of appointment, they suggest that you should do it on Monday morning around 8 or 9 a.m. So yeah, that is the only downside I can say, but apart from that, I think it's pretty good. So no work from home these days. So uh, I'm working very close to NHS, and the data is quite sensitive. So it's clients request uh, that I should work in the office, but if we can come up with something which is fully compliant with NHS, and if they are fine with it, I can obviously move to work from home. But for now, yes, I have to go to office, and we are still trying to figure out how we can do more work from home and not going to office every day. So yeah, that's there. Is there any news about change in PSW? So, no, nothing as of now. And like I told in the last live stream, if you are someone who already has admit, be it Jan intake or September intake, you should be fine because they won't be changing rules so drastically that people have admit and all those kind of things, and they are planning to move to UK by probably applying for loans and things like that. There are a lot of things one need to keep in mind. So they won't change it hopefully for next September intake, but maybe for people who are coming in 24 or something like that, probably for them they will change. So they can stop PSW, but for now it is still there. Which courses would have a better scope in future, business analytics or AI? I got offer in both these courses, so I'm confused. My current work experience is of a business analyst, so just based on that. So they both are very different mm, job roles. One is more towards talking to business people and non-technical people, and taking their requirements and then probably pass it on to your technical team. So I don't think businesses are going to die anytime soon. There will always be business, so there is no way uh, businesses are gonna go away. So business analytics will always be there. AI, it is a very big term, or I should say, an umbrella term. Under this, there are a lot of different things. Many people cover robotics. Many people cover machine learning, deep learning, and those kind of things. And nowadays, data is growing like in a very faster pace. So making use of AI, all the companies are pushing towards AI. So this is again something which is not gonna go away anytime in the future. So uh, it's up to you. Both have their own uh, advantages, disadvantages as well, because in terms of course content and universities, they haven't been able to draw a very clear line between business analyst or business analytics and data analytics. So some universities are covering all the technical things which they should cover in data analytics, and they are covering that in business analytics. So that's there. In AI, some universities focus too much on just deep learning, and if you are someone who doesn't know much about machine learning, it's not worth straight away jumping into deep learning. Because if I tell you very frankly, I've been to a lot of different interviews and things like that, and there were very, very few companies who were asking about deep learning. They were still asking in depth questions on machine learning. So it's very important that you should know good amount of machine learning before jumping onto deep learning. And most of the universities which are covering AI, they are covering deep learning. So that's there. So yeah, you have to decide which one you would prefer. So if you want to stick to business analytics, then definitely that is, you also have experience for that, so you should stick to business analytics. But if you want to try something new, then AI could be a good option. Good that you're learning. It is a never-ending process that the more we learn, exactly, that's true. And learning is part of life. It's not just about technical stuff. There are a lot of things you learn, so we learn every day. So yeah, it's always fascinating to see what other peoples are doing and what things we can learn from them. So yeah, I'm currently enjoying this learning process. Is it possible to work in government jobs in the UK for international applicants after course completion? So yes, it is possible. I had offer from HM Land Registry, so that's there, but they were not sponsoring my uh, visa. So that was the reason for not choosing them. And on top of that, they were offering a job location which was sort of in London, so the living expense would have been much more there. So it is possible, but the thing is, what I learned uh, from this government organization is probably they don't sponsor your visa. So that is something which I can tell you. So probably you will have to go to PSW, and then you will be able to work in that firm. It could be any government body. You will be able to work there for, let's say, 2 years, and then you will have to switch to some other job where you can actually find a sponsorship job, because these government bodies, they don't sponsor visa. That is only uh, but that is something which I got to know from HM Land Registry. Maybe NHS or some other organization, they do provide sponsorship. Then that's the good. Then that's the great place to work actually. And it's not just about sponsorship. The thing is, if you, let's say, you're working in a private firm, and they ask you to take post study work visa, and you take post study work visa for 2 years. But then after that, they have the ability to sponsor your visa, so you don't have to look outside. You know that you will get a sponsorship after 2 years, so that's one thing. But if you're working in any of the government parties, so let's take an example of HM Land Registry itself. So probably I would have joined HM Land Registry. Yes, of course, they will offer a lot of good feedbacks or facilities and things like that. Salary was of course not that high, and obviously they will not be sponsoring my post study work visa. But then after 2 years, again they won't be sponsoring my visa, so I will have to probably look for some other job where I can find sponsorship. So I will have to again switch and things like that. So I will have to again prepare for interviews and all those kind of things. So yeah, that's there. So that was my reason for not choosing to work in the government. How many hours do you work in day as a data scientist in your company? So on paper it says 8 hours. I have to work every day, 9 to 5. But it's not like I'll be working continuously for 8 hours. I can take breaks. I can obviously take a break for coffee, tea, lunch, and all those kind of things. So I think it would be around, let's say, 6 to 7 hours per day. But yeah, it can also vary depending on how much workload you have. If you have to do quite a lot of things, then probably you will not spend that much time in lunch and coffees and things like that. So probably you will actually work for 7 to 8 hours, and sometimes you might want to exceed that. So it totally depends on the workload. But yeah, as for me, in my office, it's kind of flexible. So it's not like I have to be in office all the time, or I have to be working for continuously 8 hours or things like that. So it's not like that, but yeah, I like to put an effort and things like that. So I spend around 8 hours in the office, excluding the travel time and all. Recently, my friend got uh, graduated from Edinburgh in MSc Data Science, but still not able to find job. As a pure fresher, kindly suggest what can he do. So, as a fresher, if you want to uh, get a job, I have suggested this like many times. Try to find internship, because internships are one of the best ways to convert them into a full-time offer. So that's there. Next thing is go to meetups. Try to talk to as many people as you can. You can probably make some good connections there. So that is another thing what he can do. Next is, if he can find some good hackathons and things like that, that is he should definitely do, because there many people come from various different backgrounds. Sometimes they are actually looking for some talent which are really good for working on certain problems. So that is something. Most of the universities, they do conduct job fairs. So if there is some sort of job fair, he should definitely go there. And of course on LinkedIn and lot of other platforms like CV Library, Total Jobs, and things like that. He should just keep applying as many roles as he can. So these are the things that he can do. And yeah, obviously working on portfolio and things like that. Without that, there is no way people will get calls. So try to work on resume and portfolio, and yeah, try to do various different type of projects. So these are the things what he can do to get a job. And also about graduate roles, it's important that he should apply for graduate roles, because graduate roles are actually easier to get into for freshers. Can you tell me any other courses in the UK for computer science student other than that of MSc Data Science? So yeah, there are a lot of courses. So you can go for advanced computing. You can go for cloud computing. Uh, these are the most popular ones, which usually computer science students take. So yeah, these are the things which I can suggest, but I'm not suggesting data analytics or business analytics is simply because they are very closely related to data science. Business analytics is more towards business side, so it is not even uh, it is not too much related to data science. So that's there. So these are the two courses which I can suggest. Cybersecurity is again something which you can look into. So these are the three courses which I can suggest. MSc in computer science in future. How is the jobs in? So computer science or IT related roles are going to be quite popular even in near future because right now the state of UK after Brexit, it Brexit has affected quite a lot all the smaller businesses. So previously, those smaller businesses they used to do quite a lot of trade with other EU countries. So they used to contribute a lot to UK's economy, but then they have been impacted quite heavily, and most of the smaller businesses they have moved their uh, branch to EU. So that's there. So because of that, right now, IT industry is carrying most of the UK's economy. So considering that, I think computer science graduates will have a good amount of opportunities in the UK. Yep, data confidentiality is why there is very little data scientist freelancing jobs. That's a very good point, actually. So, data confidentiality is being taken very seriously by a lot of companies and things, and they should actually, because there are a lot of different policies that they need to follow. So, that is the reason, and that is why sometimes companies don't allow data scientists to work from home. So yeah, you'll have to go to office and things like that. So I totally agree to that. Is University of Liverpool good? It's a good university, and I recently I've been checking their course content for quite a long time because many people have asked. So now I can actually say that their course content is also very good, and city in general is very good to live in. So yeah, overall it's a very good university. University of Liverpool versus Queen's University Belfast, which is good in terms of overall return on investment. So I think you're talking about data analytics course for Queen's University Belfast, and which course are you looking for University of Liverpool? So just let me know in the chat so that I can probably comment more on that. What about the layoffs in the IT industry? So yes, layoffs are there, but that is from bigger companies, and it is mainly because bigger companies hire more than what is required because they don't want their business to get impacted when someone leaves the company, so that they can just put someone in that position, and that is the main reason why bigger companies are laying off a lot of people, whereas smaller companies, startups, and things like that, mainly who are working in IT sector, they're still hiring heavily and they are still trying to expand. So it's just the bigger companies which are trying to just get rid of people who they don't really need. So yeah, that is the reason why bigger companies are laying off so many people. Apart from that, smaller companies are still hiring. What's your take on MSc Data Science in Germany, German universities, and the job prospect in Germany? So, as for masters, Germany is a very good place to study in. Universities are really good. They have uh, good course content. Obviously, their education system is very good. On top of that, the fees is almost negligible. So that is another thing. About job prospect, I still need to look into German job market. So I don't have much idea about it. Or I can just ask one of my friend. So she's doing her masters from Germany. So yeah, probably I can ask her more on this. But to study and the quality of education, it's very good in German universities. MSc Management in Liverpool or Queen's University Belfast. So I don't know much about management courses, and I've never looked into those courses. So I can probably take a note of it. I can look into the course content, but again, I'm not the most expert person in management type of uh, courses. I'm more towards technical stuff, like did something related to computer science. So that's there. But then, yeah, I will just take a note of it, and probably I will let you know in the comment section based on whatever I think. It will purely be my personal opinion. It might be useful for you, it might not. So that's a disclaimer which I want to give you first. Because the last thing which I want to do is uh, give you false information or guide you in the wrong direction. So that is something which I avoid at the best. September 23 intake is available PSW Visa. Advanced computer science is good future in UK and getting job. So I strongly believe that they are not going to. I talked about this earlier in the live stream, so that's there. But yeah, I strongly believe they are not going to bring some sort of policy saying that we are canceling post-study work visa for September 23 or something like that. So they should not do it. So with some certainty, I can say that yes, September 23 intake will still have 2 years of post-study work visa. As for advanced computer science future, like I told you, IT is still in demand, so it is contributing quite a lot to UK's economy. So yes, computer science related jobs will still be of worth in the UK. Bro, how long did it take you to get the job after MSc was completed? So, okay, I'll just tell you all the offers that I have and things like that because I don't think I have discussed about that on this channel. So, I started applying for jobs when I entered into the second semester, which started in Feb. I think actually January. So, yeah, so I applied for one of the roles. It was chief data scientist, and I knew that they are going to reject my application because they were asking for like uh, 7 8 years of relevant experience, and I had around 2 to 3 years of experience. But then I still applied, and they moved my application from that role to graduate role because I was still part of university and I still had 6 months. So when you still have some time when you are about to graduate and you can't immediately join a company, usually companies hire you in graduate roles. So yeah, that was the thing. And then they interviewed me, and I had this offer by the end of let's say Feb. So I had this offer, and my joining date was October 3rd, I guess. Yeah. But when I was about to graduate in August, by the end of August, I got an email from that company saying that we would like to move your joining from October to January next year because of all the inflation, recession, whatever is going on. And they were like, we have cancelled a lot of offers, but we really like your profile. We want to keep you. So that's why we want to move your role to January. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm okay with it because after getting this particular offer, I did not apply to any other things. But then obviously I was not okay with moving my joining to January. So I started applying because I said yes to this because I didn't want to end up with nothing. So just to be on a safer side, I said, okay, that's totally fine. So that was the reason. And then I submitted my dissertation on 24th of August. After that, I started applying to a lot of different companies, and I probably applied to around 200 plus companies in about 2 to 3 weeks. And I started getting few calls, let's say 2 to 3 calls. And I got interviewed from a lot of different companies. And within, let's say, 4 week time after submission of my dissertation, I had offer from most of the companies in which I got interviewed. So yeah, it took me around 4 week, or you can say 1 month, to get a job. And one thing to note about is when I got my first job, which was this graduate role, it was before Russia-Ukraine war and all those uh, drama which was going on here in the UK and all those economic up and downs. So that was kind of stable point. But when I was looking for the job again, it was at the peak of all the drama because uh, PMs were being changed every month. So that was happening, and a lot of companies in the US, even in the UK, they were just laying off people, and they're still doing so. So yeah, but then still, I didn't stop applying for jobs. I was just applying for as many jobs as I could, and eventually I was able to get something. So yeah, if I have to say how much time it took around 1 month. So yeah, that's what I have to say. I am pursuing MSc in data science analytics in Brunel University. While studying, do you suggest me to look out and try for jobs, or later while the course is coming to end, or which water? So yeah, if you have started your course in September 22, I would suggest start applying for graduate roles in January. You can start now as well if there are openings. So for graduate roles, you should start to apply as soon as possible. And also depends what type of experience you already have. If you have, like, say, 3 to 4 years of experience, then maybe graduate roles won't be something for you. In that case, you should actually wait till April or May. That's when you should actually start applying, because then you will have around 2 to 3 months where you will be 3 years of experience. Okay, so you can, just to be on a safer side, you can still apply for graduate roles, so that before graduating you should have something in your hand, so that you won't feel the pressure of not having a job and you are about to graduate. So just to lift off the pressure, you can apply for graduate roles starting in January. Once you have a graduate offer, start applying for proper, let's say, data scientist role, senior data scientist role, and things like that, and try to get those kind of offers. And once you have your first offer, like first job as a data scientist, just see if it has everything that you needed, let's say sponsorship, proper salary. If it has, if it says yes to all these questions, then definitely you should not be worried about any other jobs. But it's always good to have 2 to 3 offers by the time you graduate. If the answer is no, then keep applying for more jobs until you find, let's say, sponsorship or the salary range which you are expecting. So that is what I would suggest. So 2 key months, what I would suggest is January for graduate role, and for other roles it should be around April to May. That's when you should actually start applying for jobs, because by that time you would have completed most of your course as well. You would have learned whatever you wanted to learn, and during that time you would have also worked on a lot of different projects, so you can put those projects into your portfolio, so you will have a very good portfolio by that time, like let's say April or May. So that is why that time actually suits quite well to most people. Thanks for your support, Uma Chandra. What technology we need to learn? MSc computer science. So computer science is a very uh, vast thing, because if you are doing let's say MSc in computer science, you will learn software development, you will learn cloud computing. They will also cover cyber security or things like that. So it has to be you. We need to make the decision which direction you want to take. If you like cloud, probably you should do your dissertation into some sort of cloud computing architecture and things like that. If you want to go for cybersecurity, your focus should be there. If you want to go for software development, then definitely you should develop a software. So there are a lot of different technologies which are being covered in computer science. So it's totally up to you, whatever you like to go into. And also, yeah, which all job portals. So I will list down on this paper, and I will again recite them. So obviously, LinkedIn was the platform which initially I thought is completely waste of time, but after some time I realized that LinkedIn is again a good platform where you can find job. Then there is this called platform called CV Library. Then there is another platform called Total Jobs, and then Target Jobs. Obviously, REED Read, and there is one more, Indeed, Monster. So these are the different job portals where you can actually apply for jobs. And LinkedIn is probably my top pick now, because I got uh, most of the calls from LinkedIn. I have applied to Queen's University Belfast for my master's in data analytics. They have asked me to take an mathematics based aptitude test. May I know what is the test about and how to clear it? So when I applied for Queen's University Belfast, this very same course, data analytics course, they did not ask me any sort of aptitude test. So I don't know, maybe because of all the things which are going on in the UK, saying that there should be some strict rules for admit and things like that. So that could be the reason why they are taking these kind of aptitude tests. So I personally have no idea what type of questions they might ask, but based on interviews and things like that, companies like to ask questions based on statistics, more specifically probability, Bayesian theorem, and hypothesis testing and things like that. So before taking the test, if you brush up on these kind of things, I think that should help you in that test. And if you manage to take this test, let's say in coming week and things like that, and if you do join our live stream, it would be really helpful for all of us here if you could just share your experience here in the chat with people, like what type of questions you got, so that it will help other people as well. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. So these are the things, if you brush up on those kind of things, I think you should be fine. What was your prior experience before coming to UK? So I had around uh, 2 to 3 years of experience in it was quite varied. So the first experience which I had, it was in big data. So I used to manage a lot of payment streams and things like that. So I had to take care of a lot of streaming data. So that was that. In that very same role, not officially but unofficially, I worked on a lot of machine learning projects as well. So that was again something. After that, I worked as business slash data analyst role for a very small business. So that was there. Yeah, so those kind of experience I had before coming to UK. On which Python modules should we focus more for data science? So to name a few, I think you should know pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, Seaborn. So these things you will use mostly for data analysis. When you move more towards, let's say, machine learning, sklearn is something which you should be very much familiar with, because most of the algorithms which are being implemented in Python libraries, they follow this very same pattern of fit and transform and all those kind of things which sklearn follows. So that is there. When you move to deep learning, there are two major players. One is TensorFlow Keras and the other one is PyTorch. So Keras is now being integrated with TensorFlow, so that they are considered as one single thing. So TensorFlow Keras or PyTorch. So you need to choose between these. Both are being widely used. So if you are able to learn either of these, you should be fine. TensorFlow is considered to be more easier when you have this Keras sitting on top of it. So that's there. But if you want to have more control, if you actually want to see how things are working under the hood, I think for that PyTorch is better. So yeah, that is what I can suggest. Some of the very important modules in Python for data science. University of Sussex for data science. Their course content is definitely good. So yeah, I would say Sussex is a good university. And when I was applying for university, Sussex was one of the contenders, but then I had already applied to uh, other universities in this very same category. So I chose not to apply for Sussex. But when I saw their course content, I liked their course content. And recently I revisited their course content because some people had asked. So yeah, it's a good university. Thank you. Which portals do you recommend? I mentioned all those portals. So yeah. Bro, are you an expert in M? I think it's ML, DL, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, and natural language processing. So no, I can't say that I am expert. So because there's always new algorithms coming in, especially in deep learning. Machine learning is still sort of stable now, but deep learning, every day there's something new. So it's really hard to know everything. So no, I'm not expert. Even I'm still learning. But one thing I can say is I have made my foundations quite strong, because if somebody is going to ask me in an interview, explain me how this algorithm works, so I can actually explain them properly. So I can also answer some of the tricky questions. I've been able to answer some of the tricky questions. I'm not trying to boast. So yeah, so that is the level of expertise. If you have, I think you will be able to crack any kind of interviews. And it's not like I've been able to crack. I've been able to answer all the questions in an interview. There were few questions where I was not able to tackle those questions. So yeah, that's there. But then if you are able to cover most of the questions which they're asking, and if you are able to answer them in absolute depth or with the precise accuracy, I think you should be fine. So yeah, that's why I always suggest to have good hold over your mathematical knowledge or the mathematics which is going on under the hood for all the machine learning algorithms. So yeah. Is University of East London good for data science? So uh, I had applied to University of East London, and at that time I liked their course content, but in past 1 to 2 years they have like for 23 and 22 they have changed their course content a bit. They have added few things, they have removed few things. So I don't know. I mean, I can suggest that university anymore or not, because they have also increased their fees as well. Because when I applied, it was around 13-14,000 pounds, I guess. Now it's over 16-17,000, I guess. So uh, that's there. So that's why uh, I I can't suggest University of East London anymore. But then people who have graduated from there, they had good experience. So if the course content is suitable for you, then definitely you can go for University of East London. In terms of reputation and things like that, it's a good university. Scotland or England, based on job opportunities and the standard of living. uh, England has more job opportunities, so that is what I can say, because there are a lot of major cities in England. So London is definitely the hub of whole UK, and then there is Bristol, Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds. So these are some of the bigger cities. Newcastle is again growing quite a lot in recent time. So yeah, and if we talk about Scotland, there are two major cities, which is Glasgow and Edinburgh. So uh, from that you can see that uh, there are a lot of major cities in England. So obviously there are more companies in England. So that's there. Standard of living, I think it's almost the same in both the places. It's just a little bit more uh, cold in Scotland. So that is something you need to keep in mind. Middlesex, you were saying, has good content and part-time job opportunities will be also good. Yes, that's true. University of Surrey, Sussex, or Queen's University, Belfast. Which would be your take? So for MSc Data Science, obviously Queen's University, Belfast doesn't provide. If you want to go for data analytics course, then my top pick would be University of Belfast. For data science, I think I will go with Sussex, and second I will place Surrey. So yeah, that's my take on these universities. If you guys are finding this live stream to be helpful, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any more questions, do let me know in the chat. We still have some time, so I can answer these questions. And just one advice which I will like to give you guys is, this has nothing to do with life in UK, job in UK, masters, data science, things like that. It's more from content creators on so-called YouTubers. So I have recently posted something in the community. So if you have checked that out, uh, then you would have already known. But if not, so I would just like to mention that, and it's very important when you watch some YouTube channel, when you see their subscriber count, they can have like, let's say, 100k subscribers, 60k subscribers, 70k subscribers. So you might think like, okay, they have a lot of subscribers, so they are trustable people, which I personally found to be not true. So if you are taking someone's advice, I highly suggest you guys to do your research on that person's background. So I have seen so many people, they just have no idea about uh, data science. So there was this channel, I'm not gonna state their name. So the channel where this girl, she used to make a lot of content related to UPSC exams and things like that. So she might be really good at that thing. But then there was one course XYZ. That course reached out to that girl, and they asked her to do a paid promotion on her channel, and she really had no idea about data science. She was saying that covers this particular course is for data science, and the best thing is they are covering machine learning as part of this course. And what I have to say to that girl is, if a course, data science course, is not covering machine learning as part of their course, that course should not be a data science course. They should actually change their course name to maybe data analytics or something like that. So clearly, she had no idea about data science, and she said some particular term which is quite popular in data science. Right now, I can't recall that particular term, but I would never say that term wrong, even when I'm in sleep, if I know about data science, even if I have a basic knowledge about data science. And she was saying that particular word, she said twice that particular word in a wrong way. So I could say that she had no idea, and she was promoting that course, and the course was really, really expensive. It was around 2 lakh or something like that. And also, on top of that, what she was saying in her video was, this video is not sponsored. And when you go to her description and you see that particular link, it had her referral. So the kind of community they have built, they're just cheating their own community, which I really hate. And I've also shared this in one of the live stream in the past as well. So uh, I just wanted to state this in today's live stream as well, because I have seen many people doing that today as well. So just a few days back, I saw many more channels like that. So they are just cheating their own community, which is not good. And that's the reason why I have never taken any sponsorship or paid promotion on this channel from any of the courses. If I feel like some platform is good for people, I have just shared that particular platform on this channel without having to talk to the platform owners to sponsor this video, because then I won't have that freedom to talk about the pros. Obviously, I will have to talk, but then cons I won't be able to talk about. So yeah, that's why I have not taken any paid promotion on this channel from any of the courses. I discussed about Omdena. That is a completely free resource you can use. So that's why I was more than happy to collaborate with them. So yeah, that's what I believe. Uh, if I have built a community, I have built to help them and not to cheat them. So I just want you guys to be very sure, if you are taking someone's advice, if you are just taking my advice, and if you have joined my live stream today for the very first time, if you don't know anything about me, and if I'm saying anything, I would highly suggest you to probably go to the description and search for some of the links. Let's say my LinkedIn profile, my GitHub profile. Go to the channels about section, see what I have there, and do your thorough research and research about me, and then make your a decision whether you can trust me or not. And that's what you should do for any other channel. It does not mean if they have 100k subscriber, if they have one subscriber on their channel. If you are watching someone's content, you should make sure that you're doing your thorough research, especially content related to your career and some of the huge investments that you guys will be making. So yeah, that's what I wanted to mention in this live stream as well. So yeah, just to keep you guys safe. Does graduate program provide sponsorship? So most of the graduate roles don't provide sponsorship, so that is there. But who knows, if a company really wants to have you, and probably you will say, I need sponsorship to join this company, then probably they will provide sponsorship. But most of the companies for graduate roles, they don't provide sponsorship. Do you have a car or public transport is good? Public transport is good. I don't have a car because right now I don't want to spend money on car and things like that, and public transport is working just fine for me. So yeah, that's the reason. We get software job as a fresher after MSc Computer Science in UK. Yes, you can get software developer related jobs as a fresher. How is the reputation of data science and analytics in Brunel University? So you are already doing this course. So what I would suggest you is not to uh, probably uh, worry about the reputation, because companies don't really care much about the university's name or the course. They just want to see your profile, your portfolio, the kind of projects that you have done, your probably your LinkedIn profile, your GitHub profile is one of the very important aspect as part of your portfolio. So those are the things which matter a lot to companies. So yeah, that's what I suggest, and that's why never, I've always told people that your university ranking does not matter much, and I have stated this in a lot of different live streams and videos as well, that the only thing about lower ranked university or affordable university, I would say, is they attract a lot of wrong type of crowd. So people, they come to UK just to enjoy their life and things like that. So if you are able to just mind your own business, work on your own projects, work on your own profile, gain as much knowledge as you can, you should be good. It does not matter at all from which university you have done your masters. So there is this university called Northumbria University. Again, it's a sort of lower ranked university here in Newcastle. I know more about that university because there are many people who I know studying in uh, Northumbria University. So I was able to get to know those people. So uh, some of them have got job. So clearly it does not. And there are many people who are still trying to look for a job. But the thing is, they are getting call from different companies and they are being interviewed. And that is the most important aspect. If you are getting call, if you are being interviewed, then after that it's totally up to you if you are able to convert that into an offer or not. So yeah, I would say data science course at Brunel University should be fine as long as you gain good knowledge and you're able to make a good portfolio. Done my BTech in electronics communication. Which course should I opt? Business analytics or data science? So, uh, I would most of the times suggest people to go for data science course, because with data science course it is possible for you to apply for business analytics roles as well. But if you do business analytics course, it will be hard for you to get into data science because data science is very much technical. For business analytics, you need good communication skills, which you need for data science as well. You need analytical skills, which you need for data science as well. You need to understand business, and how to convert the technical problem, sorry, a problem which has been given by a stakeholder to a technical problem, which is not the most essential thing for data science, but even as part of data science roles, you should have some sort of business understanding. So they both have quite a lot of overlaps, mostly if we look from data science perspective. But if you look from data analytics perspective, I think data science is more technical stuff. So that's why I would suggest, if you don't have any particular uh, choice or any particular preference, go for data science. And data science is not just for computer science people. It is an interdisciplinary course. You need some sort of domain knowledge as well, and all the technical skills which you need for a data scientist. It's not that hard to learn. So that is just my opinion. Bro, how many rounds of interview has happened to you? So I would suggest you to watch a video on the channel. So I have a video saying that, hmm, interview process in the UK explained, something like that. So yeah, if you watch that video, I think, yeah. So if you just search for crack any data science interview programming cradle, you will be able to find that video. So I have discussed about all these things in greater depth. I have discussed about all different type of interview patterns, all different type of rounds that companies conduct. So that video should definitely give you a very good understanding about job interviews or data science interviews here in the UK. Can you please suggest some good university for data analytics? So one of the best universities which I personally like is Queen's University Belfast for data analytics course. Apart from that, I think, is it Kingston or Aston? I think these are also good universities for data analytics course. And there is a data analytics course at Queen Mary University of London. So that is again a good university. But yeah, if you have some universities in your mind, if you have some budget restrictions, so in that case, you can just let me know which universities, like you mentioned about Surrey, Sussex, Queen's University, Belfast. So yeah, they are all uh, good universities. Can you please suggest the website or app or portal for preparing for interviews? If this is explained in your YouTube video, please mention it. So if you want some data science questions, if you go to my GitHub profile, there you will find data science interview questions or something like that. So let me quickly go to my own GitHub and let me see if I can find that link or that repository so that I can. What the? Oh no, I'll have to log in. Everything has been logged out. All right. So where are my repositories? So yeah, I'm posting this link in the chat. So yeah, of course, I have not created this whole thing. Thanks to I Know Your Own people. So they have created this whole uh, directory. So I just forked it on my own GitHub. So you can probably star it or clone it, whatever you like, and you can have access to a lot of different data science questions. So it is one of the good places to learn about a lot of different interview questions related to data science. And I also post a lot of different type of projects. I have a lot of different projects on my GitHub profile. So if you guys want to have some idea what type of projects you can do, what type of uh, projects would look good on your profile, so yeah, do follow my GitHub profile, because I upload some sort of projects there as well, so that you guys can just have a look, and probably if you want to replicate it, you can replicate that project and probably have it in your portfolio. So those kind of projects would look good. So yeah, do check out the GitHub profile. I already have a lot of different projects there. For every project, is the approach is same, or we need to follow different approaches and flowchart. So the workflow can stay same. So let's say in a data science life cycle, your workflow would be to extract the data, then probably analyze and manipulate the data, then do some sort of feature engineering, then do your machine learning stuff, and then probably deploy your project or model. So this is the general data science life cycle, which you will be following in almost all the projects. But then the approach could be different depending on what type of problem you're trying to solve. So let's say there is this computer vision problem where your task is to detect objects in an image. So there you would take a different approach where you will see what type of images you have. You will have a different uh, data analysis approach. There you will see images are from different classes. So do you have images like equal number of images in each classes, or do you have to probably do some sort of image augmentation and things like that? So for that you will have different approach. But if you are working on, let's say, natural language processing, there you will have to do a lot of text manipulation. There you will have to know more about tokenization and lemmatization and all those kind of things. So for NLP projects, you will be thinking in a different approach and things like that. So it depends on the use case. It depends on what your end goal is. So your approach will different. Your approach will change. But eventually, if you see from a zoomed out perspective, your workflow will be same. So yeah, that's there. A lot of people have already uh, left the stream, but I will just still put a poll here in the chat. So yeah, I want to know whether you guys would be open to a Discord server, because I was thinking to open a Discord server as well. So do let me know. I will also put this very same poll in the community section as well. So yeah, do let me know whether you guys would like a Discord server, because the problem with Telegram is, I mean, the benefit of a Discord server is there we don't really have limit, or maybe we have limit, but then we can segregate different sections. So let's say if I want to make some announcement, it can have a different section. If you want to ask a question related to data science, some technical question, we can have a different section. And if you want to ask something about university and things like that, it can have a different section. We can also have a different section where you can actually collaborate with people if you want to work on some sort of project. If you are coming outside for masters, if you're going to some other country, so if you want to, let's say, team up or buddy up, and if you guys want to travel together somewhere, because when you are traveling abroad, and mostly for people who are traveling for the first time, they can probably get little conscious, or they might get little they get that small anxiety feeling and things like that. So probably you can find someone who is probably traveling to UK and things like that. So we will have different sections there. So is Discord kind of Slack or Meetup? It's similar to Slack. So yeah, so we can have different section for different thing. Whereas on Telegram, yes, it's good place to have a chat. That's why we have it. But if you want to search something very specific, it's kind of hard. You will always have to search using a keyword, and probably that keyword won't even be there. But then that query would have been very useful to you. So that's why I think Discord server makes more sense. I'm not saying that I'm going to delete Telegram or anything like that, but Telegram will always be there to have to chat on general level. But just to keep things in a much more organized way, I think Discord makes more sense. So yeah, thank you for voting. I think 5 people have already voted. So yeah, that's great. I will also put this very same poll on community tab as well. So if you happen to come across that, do vote there as well. But from here, I can see that even you guys think Discord could be a very good addition to the channel. So yeah, I will look into how to differentiate or segregate things on Discord, and we will create a Discord server as well. So yeah, if you don't have any more questions, we can probably end the stream, and I will see you guys next week because most people have already left. Yeah, so but if you still have any question, feel free to post it, um, maybe in the comments or here in the chat. I will answer them, but if not, then see you next week and have a great weekend. All right, bye everyone. Great weekend.